Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we're going to be reading some Ask Reddit. People who've managed to lose weight and keep it off. What's the most important factor that helped you succeed? If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more, and also join the VIP Narwhal list for some awesome benefits, including the best discount on our merch, which is coming soon. Link to join is in the description below. Once you get into a weight loss routine that is effective enough to lose a lot of weight, then you kind of never get out of it. It becomes your life. That's what happened to me. This is so true, and the only method I've seen that consistently works. It's a lifestyle change, not a diet. I lost 50 pounds over 2 years, but it took a long time because I was making small changes and adjusting to the new norm. And this is it, right here. I lost 70 pounds. I've kept it off for 5+ years. Ultimately, it was calories in, calories out. A lot of weighing, measuring, and logging every bite of food, ounce of liquid, and drop of cooking oil that went into my body. I began my weight loss with the awareness that I was going to be making permanent changes to my eating habits and that any restrictions I put in place I might need to keep up for life to keep the fat off. I also wanted it bad enough that I was willing to be uncomfortable, i.e. hungry, to get there. I repeated to myself the saying, "Man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor." Now that the weight is gone, I wouldn't say that there's any food I never eat, but there are lots that are a few bites now and then as a treat, rather than a pantry staple. I keep an eye on the scale. If I go 5 pounds over my target weight, I make cuts until I lose it. It's a lot easier to shake off 5 pounds than 20, but at this point, I have a pretty good sense of how much of what foods I should be eating. It never really ends. Weight maintenance becomes a part of your life. People always say, "I'm on a diet," or "I'm dieting," as if it is an inherently temporary action. That's not how it works. You have to change your eating habits permanently. The only time I say I'm on a diet is if I'm trying to turn down food at work. Even then, people don't always accept that answer. "Oh, one little bite won't hurt you." Well, Karen, it actually might. I plan out my entire week's worth of food in advance, and I tend to snowball if I stray even a little. Rethink calories. Seriously. Once you realize that 100 calories is a pretty substantial amount, it changes everything. Before I lost weight, I'd grab an ice cream and think, "Oh, it's only 300 or so calories. I get 2,000 a day anyway." Now, my lunch is fewer than 300. When you change the scale and you're thinking of calories, you start to see what you eat in a whole new way. Use an app such as MyFitnessPal to log your calories and workouts. You'd be surprised at how fast those calories rack up. Also, the app will help with letting you know how much you should be consuming. Chances are high that it isn't the famous 2,000. Take 20 to 30 minutes to walk every day. Seriously, 30 minutes is nothing. I've sat on my bum scrolling through Facebook for 30 minutes. Easily could have been walking. You don't need seconds. You only want to continue the endorphin rush from the flavor. Don't get seconds and instead just wait like 15 minutes. You won't even want more food once you settle and focus on something else. Stop drinking soda. That stuff is poison. Don't feel ashamed about having a cheat day once a week. I'm down nearly 70 pounds and it keeps dropping, and this is the stuff I'm doing. It seems daunting at first, but after a while, it's 100% routine and normal. I don't even think about it anymore. Good luck. This is the only reply that actually matters. The only thing that works for weight loss is calories in, calories out. All the fad diets in the world won't help you if you eat too much, no matter how paleo or organic the food is. That's true, but the difficulty of maintaining your target calorie deficit varies widely depending on what kind of food you eat. That's why so many diets involve cutting carbs and increasing protein and good fats. Yeah, you can lose weight eating 1,500 calories of Big Mac and fries every day, but you're going to be miserable because that kind of food is not satiating and it encourages addictive impulsive eating habits. Since I finished university last year, I've gotten down from solidly obese to chubby. Still want to lose a stone or so. The absolute most important thing is finding healthy meals you actually like, so you can continue eating like that forever. If you're forcing yourself to eat healthy things you don't like, you will slip back into the snacking habits and unhealthy meals. Exercise is also important to fitness and stamina, but ultimately, if you're just looking to get slim, it's a lot easier to just not eat the calories than it is to exercise them off. You're going to be on that cross trainer for 10 minutes to burn off a single biscuit, more if you're on low difficulty. It's really amazing how many people I've seen do Facebook posts like, "Here goes healthy eating, sad face," and it's like a pile of celery with peanut butter or bland steamed broccoli. Like, no, friend, this doesn't have to be hell. Making time to prep food. My life changed when I actually took the time to make my lunch for the next day and have something in for breakfast all the time, so I'm not hungry when I leave the house and wandering into shops for snacks to eat at my desk. Portion control. I know it's not the best, but it worked for me. I still don't eat too well, but I just eat normal portions. For example, if I want chips, I get a small bowl compared to the whole bag. I've seen this work for several people, including myself actually. We don't realize how much we overeat. My weight has fluctuated throughout my life, but my most profound and sustained weight loss has come when I've committed to only eating when I'm genuinely hungry and stopping immediately when I feel full. I second this and go one further. Put a little less than you think you need on your plate. Don't stack up your fork and take a small break before restocking your mouth. A couple seconds is okay. When you are down to a fork or two left on your plate, wait a few minutes before finishing. This is mostly psychological, as in you are disciplining your eating, but also plays to the way your stomach communicates with your brain. I have found I can eat way less than I thought, because by the time I got to a bit left on a plate which looked like not enough, the small bites with breaks has me feeling pretty satisfied. I will also add that this takes discipline, and you will sometimes catch yourself scoffing your food, and that's okay, because what you are trying to do is build a habit, so just notice when you're off track is enough. Sugar is a twat that wants you to fail, and it's everywhere. That has been the only thing I've changed. Just stop drinking soda and other sugary drinks. No change in diet other than just not overeating. No more exercise than usual, which is some but not much. And I've lost about 15 pounds in the last year. Doesn't sound like much, but I look and feel a lot better. No, that's not a huge loss, but considering the effort put into it, sounds pretty good to me. Weigh yourself every morning. Watch your weight trends and adjust accordingly. Can't accidentally let yourself go when you always know where you're at. This really effed me up and can be really problematic for people with disordered eating like binge eating disorder, which many people have. This might sound cliche, but it really is not a diet. It's a lifestyle. I started cycling in 2010 to get back in shape. Went from nearly 240 to 180 over the course of 3 years. Then started hitting the gym to weight train. Had no muscle mass at 180. Now I'm 214, body fat is probably around 15%, and currently doing my winter bulk. Still cycle weekly, average 3,000 plus miles yearly. I eat healthy 90% of the time, and only drink on weekends. For me, what works is balancing the good with the bad. If I drink, then I must ride my bike. If I want to eat pasta, I must hit the gym. Energy in has to equal energy out. That's all I truly go by. Adding exercise. I used to not exercise at all, but I've made running one of my main hobbies. Lost about 85 pounds, 260 to 185, and have kept it off a few years now. Couch to 5K was a godsend and made me lose so much weight. I hate running. I don't get runner's high, but I'm competitive as hell, so giving me an objective to beat helps a lot too. Quit drinking alcohol and sugary drinks. Alcohol, along with the calories, the diminished impulse control is huge. Even when I just had 3 or 4 drinks on a weeknight, I often end up blowing through a bag of cookies that I would have otherwise ignored while sober. Yeah, I never drink soda, but if I'm drinking hard stuff, I like to split with cola, and I'll end up having like 4 of those, which is equal to 2 full cans of Coke, plus the liquor, and now I have to get Taco Bell. And yes, I would like extra cheese on my cheese, please. Thank you. I don't have a source, but I remember seeing a survey of people who lost over 100 pounds and kept it off for years. Most responded that they'd rather lose sight, hearing, or their legs than be fat again. So I think the answer is that it has to be incredibly important to you to remain at the lower weight. That's pretty intense. I've lost 40 pounds, but I would never give up my sight, hearing, or ability to walk even if it meant going back to that weight. Maybe they've just lost more, so their weight loss improved their lives a lot more than it did mine. In 2014, I was class 1 obese. I hated the way I felt and looked. I literally just woke up one day and decided to get invested in taking care of my body. I had tried to force myself into being fit before, but that never worked. I've learned you can't hate your way into healthy. So instead of saying, I can't have candy, I say, I'm not eating candy. I took the power away from junk food, if that makes sense. This mental shift was a game changer for me. Then I taught myself what a portion size actually is and committed to eating reasonable portions of real food: meats, eggs, fish, full-fat dairy, veggies, and low-sugar fruit. I had to make it idiot-proof for myself. Keeping plenty of food around that is okay to eat and snack on: celery, nuts, jerky, etc. I discovered that it wasn't necessarily how much I ate, but just what I ate. I lost a lot of weight by basically cutting out sugar and carbs, but I couldn't just starve myself or be tempted to cheat. So I replaced all the bad foods with good foods, and that has helped me keep the weight off. I also understand that I have to eat like this the rest of my life. I didn't do this alone though. I was part of a group working with a nutritionist at a local gym. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, it really helps the channel grow, and subscribe for more videos like this, and to join our awesome YouTube community, the Narwhals. And also, if you haven't yet, become a VIP Narwhal by clicking the link in the description below. You just sign up with your email and you get a few benefits, like getting the biggest discount on all Narwhal merch, which is coming soon. Thank you for watching until the end of this video, and until next time, have a good one, Narwhals.